Welcome to our lesson number 3 under light energy. As usual, it is revisionug.com. In this lesson, we are now going to look at the importance of light, as we've discussed earlier on in the previous lessons, what light is, properties of light, and so on and so forth. In this lesson, we are now going to discuss the importance of a light. Importance number 1, light from stars enables animals to see. That is one. A light from stars, remember these stars, we see them at night. So light from stars enables animals to see. Enables animals to see. And remember, we say that we are able to see objects around us because they do reflect light back into our eyes. And not only this light from the stars, also light from the moon, light from the sun also enables us, we the human beings, to see objects around us. Number 2, plants use light from the sun to carry out photosynthesis to make their food. So plants make use of light energy from the sun to make their food. We see light being used in photography, as we are taking the snaps, the pictures, the photo shoot. We are using light. Those cameras do use light, that is photography, so light is used there. 4, a light is used to avoid accidents. Light is used to avoid accidents, as in the indicators of vehicles and also the traffic lights use light. Light is also used to detect fake money. It is used to detect fake money. A light is also used by our skins to synthesize vitamin D. To synthesize means to make a vitamin D. So when you look at this, this is an egg hatching and this is a reptile coming out. This means that heat and light from the sun enables the eggs of reptiles to hatch. So it enables the eggs of reptiles to hatch into youngs. Now when you look at this one, this is a plain mirror and this is a beautiful lady and she's cleaning it, but what are you seeing over here? Her image. Therefore, what are we using? We are using light to see ourselves within the plane mirrors. And again, when you look at this one, this is the process of photosynthesis. These plants are using light from the sun to carry out photosynthesis to make their own energy. Therefore, light is very crucial, or light is very important. We've said it enables us to see objects around us. Heat and light enables the eggs of reptiles to hatch. Then the plants use light energy from the sun to make food. It is used in photography. It is used to avoid accidents, as in the car indicators and the traffic lights. And then it is used to detect fake money. It is used in the synthesis of the vitamin D by our skins. Alright, that's good of you. Now at this juncture, we are now going to look at the effects of light on materials. Effect of light on materials. Remember, now these materials are going to be classified according to their effect on light. What is the effect? Which effect do they have on light? Remember, some materials can allow all light to pass through them. Some materials can allow all light to pass through them. Others can allow little light to pass through them, and others do not allow any light ray to pass through them. And these ones which allow little light to pass through them, they can scatter it or they can diffuse it. Therefore, according to this behavior, we are depending on that to classify materials, and these materials are classified into 3. 1, we have the materials that we call transparent materials or transparent objects. Then 2, we have what we call translucent objects, and also we have what we call the opaque objects. So those are the 3 classes of materials: transparent objects, translucent, and the opaque materials. Now let us look at one by one. let us start by what we call the transparent materials. Transparent materials, these are materials which allow all light to pass through them. All light to pass through them, and we can see through them clearly. And we can see through them clearly. Yes, we can see through them clearly. For example, clear water. I think these fish are down there in water, but when you are up here, you can see what is inside there. So 1 is clear water. 2, we are having this. Guess what this is? This is diamond. So diamonds. So also we have clear air. And yes, you have clear air, and also we have what we call the clear glass. That's why the glass envelopes of the electric bulbs are made out of glass, because glass is transparent to allow light to pass through it or pass through them. So those are transparent materials. Another one is what we call the translucent objects or translucent objects. Then what are they? Translucent objects, these are the materials or translucent objects or materials. They are the materials which allow little light to pass through them, and we cannot see through them clearly. These ones allow little light to pass through them. A little light to pass through them, and we cannot see through them clearly. And we cannot see through them clearly. So they allow little light to pass through them, and we cannot see through them clearly. Yes, we cannot see through them clearly. For example, we have the waxed paper. When you get a paper and you pour there oil, then it becomes oiled or waxed. Then if you try to look through, you can't see through it clearly. We have thin clothes like the petticoats of girls. Thin clothes. Then we have tissue paper, which you call the toilet tissue. Tissue paper. Then we have smoke air, like when we have tear gas, you can't see through it clearly. So smoke air. Then we have frosted glass. The frosted glass, it is this one, majorly especially found at the bathroom, so you cannot see who is inside there clearly. So that is frosted glass. Then we have the tinted glasses, like the sunglasses. So we put on sunglasses because they are translucent, they allow little light to pass through, so that's why you can wear them comfortably and we see during the sunny day clearly. So these are examples of the translucent: waxed paper, thin cloth, tissue paper, smoke air, frosted glass, and tinted glasses. They are translucent, they allow little light to pass through them, and we cannot see through them clearly. Then another one, it's what we call the opaque. Yes, we have opaque objects. Then what are they? What are these opaque objects? Now, an opaque object is an object that does not allow any light to pass through. So these are the objects that do not allow light to pass through them. So these are the objects that do not allow light to pass through them. Now when light falls onto them, they are going to form a shadow, and they are very important. Now let us look at the importance of these opaque objects. One, these objects provide privacy. They provide privacy. Walls, bricks, so they provide the privacy in bedrooms and toilets. Bedrooms, toilets, and bathrooms. They are the walls, they are the bricks. Number two, they provide shade to farm animals on hot weather. Very good. They provide shade to farm animals on hot weather. Trees, they are opaque, so they obstruct light, then they form a shade, which is now a shadow. Alright, now generally let us look at the importance of the different materials we have discussed. different materials that we have discussed. 1. Transparent materials are used for making car wind screens. Transparent materials are used to make car windscreen. Now the windscreen, that is the screen in front, where the driver is, that screen there. So it is the what we call windscreen. And transparent materials are used for making optical instruments. You know, optical instruments are like the glasses. They give you optical glasses. You wear them when you are short-sighted, long-sighted, to make lenses, to make microscopes, and so on. Then frosted glasses are used in bathrooms. So frosted glasses are used in bathrooms to prevent people outside from seeing the person inside. So that is for privacy. And opaque objects form shadows. They form shadows which provide shade, that provide the shade. And shiny opaque objects like silvered painted plane mirrors enable us to view ourselves. Therefore, with that one, let us now get our activity. I congratulate you upon being a good learner and choosing revisionug.com. Number 1, what type of materials number 1 says, what type of materials absorb and scatter light rays as light passes through them. Number 2, briefly explain the following: translucent objects, transparent objects, opaque objects. Give the difference between transparent, and opaque object. Then number next, mention one importance of the following in our daily lives. Mention one importance of the following in our daily lives. A, importance of a opaque object, transparent objects, then translucent objects. In a space below, illustrate how translucent objects affect movement of light. In the space below, illustrate means draw diagram. Illustrate how translucent objects affect the movement of light. There. Okay, you have been a good learner. We meet in the next lesson, and that lesson will be lesson number 4, where we shall be looking at shadows. Keep up with revisionug.com.